Alright, so as you can see, I'm going for the Screencast-O-Matic format here. So just gonna go to the movie and my notes. So Titty Cat Foley's is an observational documentary because, as you're going to see in the scene that I found here, that the natural lighting going in and out of the shadows. So inside the building, you have the really bright overhead lighting, and they're just walking through, and you get the darkness and then the bright light from naturally just walking through with the camera down the hallway. And I thought this did a really nice job of showing how that makes this very much an observational documentary. It's very realistic. There's no editing with the lighting or any of that. Along with that is the unsteady movement of the camera, which he's walking behind the inmate and the guards here, and you can see that in this scene real quick. So yeah, you can clearly see when they focused on that inmate there, his face was very visible in the bright light, and then it would go dark once he was out of the direct overhead lighting. So I thought that really showed how this made this very much an observational documentary. So moving on to how it made me feel. It's crazy. It's really cool how the way the filming was done. It puts you right in the spot. It's a POV setup of what it's like to be an inmate in this prison as well as a guard. It shows both sides of it here. So I thought that was really cool, and it really makes you feel empathy for the inmates, of course, because they're treated poorly throughout the whole thing. They're naked almost the whole time, and it seems very unnecessary. When you think of inmates today, there's actually plenty of shows about inmates and whatnot, and I don't know why they're naked the whole time. It seems in this film, or back in this era. I simply pulled up here a little bit, just a federal website here. You can see these inmates. They are trying to find things to fix them, make them realize that they did a wrong. Try and get them to learn to change their ways and how they can become, a good person in society, instead of simply, running tests on them and treating them like dogs, like animals, and without clothes. And it's just I found that very hard. That was brutal. That's very unfortunate that they were treated that way. So, going on to your next question, were their rights violated? Yes, absolutely. I mean, they're still prisoners at the end of the day. They did a bad wrong, but they're still human beings too. So there's really no need to treat them like they're animals. So were they not given proper respect or consideration? No, not at all. I mean, when you compare it to today's prisons, it's totally different. They're like I said, they do a lot to try and help these inmates and try and realize what they did wrong and how they can fix it. Some obviously can't be fixed. We all know that, but most can. And back in this era, they clearly did not do that. So because of that, though, I don't think it should be censored, because it's going to take away from the raw, natural feeling that this film gives, and it would, diminish the way the filmmaker wants you to see how the prison was run back then. As you said in your lecture, this was a huge film for used in court, and it helped change the way prisons were run and whatnot as far as treating inmates properly. And if you censored this, it would kind of diminish that to a point. So there's really no reason to censor it, if you ask me. I mean, it's kind of gross watching a bunch of naked dudes walking around, but it really sends the message across when it's uncensored. So that would be my personal opinion on it. And I've already rambled for 5 minutes. Wow, I can see how it's so difficult to get so much in 15 minutes for you, Professor. So I guess that's it for me. It's very interesting. I can't believe it happened right here in Bridgewater. That was unbelievable to watch. So, but cool. I'm glad it was part of the class here. So that's it for me. Till next time.